Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and simple minds discuss people. That's one of my favorite quotes, and it's from Eleanor Roosevelt. I think it's a quote very befitting of what we're going to be talking about today. So welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and stick with me as we do technically discuss people, but really the larger ideas behind discussing those people when we talk about what's going on between Jax Films and Sniperwolf. I'll be real, I don't particularly like discussing YouTubers and YouTube drama. I have been known to do it occasionally, and frankly, just pretty decent view numbers, but it's not my personal thing. I like to give you guys nerdy news and not get caught up in drama that's, surrounding other YouTubers. But I think there's some information and some good ideas that we can glean from what's going on here that makes it worth talking about. So before we get into it, please subscribe. I am trying to get to that 2,000 subscriber mark before the end of the year, and we have less than 400 subscribers to go until we do, so I'd appreciate if you hit that button. But enough from me, let's get into the ideas behind the doxing of Jax Films by Sniperwolf. So you see here on X, Jax Films says, Sniperwolf just doxed me on her Instagram. Creepy, gross, violating. What you do is disgusting. You steal content and stalk YouTubers. YouTube demonetized this dangerous creator or just get her off your platform. She posted an Instagram story right outside our home and deleted it. Now, let's talk about the first idea here. The first idea is the double standard. We see this all the time from individuals on Twitter, YouTube, X, whatever. Typically women, by the way, women of power, who are able to get away with this when it is a crime. Doxing is flat out illegal. It's patently illegal. And we see individuals, not just like Sniperwolf here, but Taylor Lorenz, dox people due to their political or social affiliations, beliefs they hold, and they always seem to get away with it. However, if you were to take this and you were to flip it, there's no way Jax Films could get away with this without any sort of prosecution by YouTube or condemnation by individuals on X. And yes, I get it. There's been some condemnation of Sniperwolf here on the platform here on X, but what's YouTube doing about it? Is there going to be any legal charges? That seems to be an up in the air question, because as of recording this right now, YouTube's been silent, and it's easy to say, oh, it's because it happened on a Saturday, business hours. No. Sniperwolf is one of YouTube's biggest cash cows, and frankly, just cows in general, if we're being real. I'm sure that they would have someone on staff that would be able to handle a situation like this, because this is going to be a PR firestorm come Monday. This creator flat out revealed the location of another multimillionaire YouTube creator because she was upset at him and the type of content he makes. That is unhinged behavior. It's unsafe. It's also against terms of service. Like I said, flip the dynamic. Make Jax Films to be the one that would have doxed Sniperwolf. The dude would be being roasted, eaten alive, and if not completely banned off YouTube, probably at least a temporary suspension. And then we have another tweet from Jax Films here where he takes a screenshot of something Sniperwolf said. This creep has been harassing me for months, then plays victim saying I threatened him when I just wanted to talk to him. I have no ill intentions. It's so sad when people have constantly create drama to pay their bills. Claiming that he is drama farming when she quite literally put this man in danger. Now, we covered this on Saturday Night Hypnosis last night, because at first, I didn't think this was a big deal. I saw Sniperwolf trending on X. I saw Jax Films trending on X. I also thought, that's strange. I didn't know Jax Films was really even a thing anymore, because he has been relevant, at least in my sphere of YouTube, for the last 5 years or so. I haven't heard about him in a good half decade. I didn't know he was still doing stuff. Apparently he is, and a lot of what he's doing has to do with chronicling the negative things that Sniperwolf is doing to the small YouTube community, basically eating their video views alive for her own benefit when she's reacting to them with literally no reactions. And this is what he says about that. Sniperwolf, you showed up to our home tonight and filmed it for your 5 million Instagram followers to see. That's called doxing. This harassing you claim I've done is documenting recent examples of your stealing creators' content, stealing jokes, and failing to provide transformative commentary. Obviously, it struck a nerve, but wow, doxing me was not on my bingo card. There's no reality where you're right here. Now, I want to get into all this about the stealing creators' jokes and content, but let's stick with the doxing for a moment, because that is a major problem. 5 million Instagram followers. This ethot has 5 million Instagram followers, and I believe several million more on YouTube. Yeah, a lot of those, or at least a few of them, a handful, probably a little loony in the gray matter. So if she goes out and starts posting about his address and photos of his home, and you got these beta male simps out there that think that, oh, Sniperwolf will fall in love with me if I do something negative to Jax Films here and post it. That is an absolute danger this man and his family, his wife, whatever, are now in. I mean, maybe it's not a whole lot. Maybe it was taken down soon enough that not very many people saw the address, saw the house, whatnot, and sure, the guy's probably, for the most part, fine. But that chance is now, it's not zero anymore. That chance of him being in danger has elevated. He is now in some sort of danger. Whatever the percentage is, we can't say exactly. But he is now in more danger than he was before you pulled this stunt because of your illegal action. And I know you guys are probably in the comments typing, doxing is not illegal. And technically you're right. Doxing itself is not illegal. But so many of the things that go along with doxing is. So it's easier just to say doxing is illegal. Stalking, harassing, those are illegal, and those are usually steps that coincide with the doxing. So I'm just trying to use that term as a catch-all. Just note that I do understand doxing itself, not usually illegal, but it's easier to say that it is just because of the other crimes that are very likely being committed under the umbrella of doxing. And even if crimes aren't being committed, let's think back to Russell Brand, because what was he taken off of YouTube for? Acts that are, supposedly, allegedly off-platform? Well, Josh here has the terms and service for YouTube. According to YouTube, Sniperwolf should be removed from monetization on her videos. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. Protect the YouTube community. Beyond the content you upload to YouTube, there are some examples of on and or off platform behavior that we may consider to be inappropriate and result in penalties. And right here, participating in abuse or violence, demonstrating cruelty, or participating in fraudulent or deceptive behavior that leads to real world harm. This man's private information now being out to the public could absolutely lead to real world harm. And unlike Russell Brand, who was, taken down for allegations, there is flat out proof that she did this. She admitted to it. She took pride in it to her millions of Instagram followers, making jokes about it, and even doing a reaction herself to the reaction that Jax Films had when finding out he was being doxxed in the moment. It was a horribly scummy thing to do, and YouTube now has to justify why Sniperwolf is still on the platform, but Russell Brand isn't. Regardless of what you think about Russell Brand and the Russell Brand situation, the fact that he was taken down for allegations, whereas she committed an actual, verifiably true terms of service, desecration, and she remains on platform, proves two things. One, well, the Russell Brand move, very obviously political, and two, YouTube, people who bring in lots of money to YouTube's, little golden egg children, they can get away with breaking the rules because they've got a bit more of a cushion than the regular folk like you or me. When my friend, that girl Casey, check her channel out, it's awesome, posted some information, or posted a video about what's going on between Israel and Palestine, and it got removed for misinformation. YouTube cut out her video entirely. She has barely over 1,000 subscribers. Why does YouTube care about channels as small as hers or I's talking about, possible misinformation for Israel or Palestine? Well, this woman out here did an actual physical breaking of the YouTube terms of service. It's absolutely bananas. Now I'd like to go back to Jax Films' other claim, because like I said, I actually haven't been following Jax Films in a half a decade or more. He's one of those old school YouTube creators who I'm pretty sure everybody watched at one time or another, but I haven't followed up on him in, man, probably as long as I haven't followed up on someone like Tom Sky. I didn't even know he was still making content. But apparently, he's been curating content of Sniperwolf. I found out on Saturday Night Hypnosis, thanks to the Hypno and the crew, Jax Films has a whole second channel. We thought, or at least the way it was explained on SNH, for trolling Sniperwolf. Which, you know what, that's fair, it's fun, whatnot, trolling somebody. I got no issue with trolling. I think it's fun, it can be funny. You obviously can't take things too far, like doxing people, but whatever, trolls and jabs are great. Me and Film Rebel had fun trolling each other on Twitter like all night last night. It was a blast. However, what we're doing, what I'm seeing here from a lot of the community is that what Jax Films has been doing has been curating a case against her for the fact that she doesn't do reactions. I mean, she does, but she really doesn't, and she's harming small creators. He at one point was a small creator, and he has not been a small creator in a long time. So this is his way of giving back. He doesn't need any more millions of dollars. He's just out there trying to find avenues for small creators to, copyright strike or at least claim the Sniperwolf reaction videos, because she doesn't actually react. She sits there stone-faced, and I know we've seen a lot about reaction content and commentary on it the last few months. It's been a hot debate among content creators. As someone that doesn't really do react content, but I have been known to from time to time, it's some of the easiest views that I can get. I'll be real, my reaction content a lot of times does rake in the views. I don't like doing it because I think it's low-hanging fruit. But that being said, I also think there's a place for it. I do like, the correctly done type of reaction comment. If, Asmongold is going to see your video, and you see your video is 10 minutes, and he does a reaction video, his video is going to be 40 or 50 minutes long. That shit was transformative. I like to think I do something similar, and I remember the very first reaction video I ever did on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it was the first one, at least. Definitely the one of the first I ever did, because I started my channel in December of last year, and this video was from January of this year, so very early on, like 3 weeks into my YouTube career, and it was a reaction to the Evil Dead Rise trailer. I'm a big Evil Dead fan, always have been, so I wanted to react to the trailer and see what I could see. A 2-minute trailer turned into an over 10-minute video for me. Clearly transformative. But it got copyright claimed, and being a new YouTuber at the time, I had no idea. That scared me. I thought, alright, whatever, we'll just leave it. The copyright claim said that it was allowed to stay up, but I wouldn't make any revenue off of it. Well, I wasn't worried about that. I'd been a YouTuber for like 3 weeks. I had like 200 subscribers. I wasn't going to make revenue off of it anyway. And as time has gone on, I've gotten more copyright claims now and again. I fight them. I usually win, though occasionally I don't, and I figured whatever, it's not worth the hassle because I don't really have any copyright strikes. But that said, my content is always transformative. A 10-minute Magic the Gathering trailer, my reaction turned into a 30-minute video. A Blink-182 song that's 2.5, 3 minutes, turn that into a 10 to 15-minute video. And the list goes on. Do that for multiple songs, trailers, movies, whatever. And I almost always get a copyright claim, almost always fight it, almost always win, but that's because my content is transformative. I take a small 2 to 3 minute thing and turn it into a 10 to 15, video of my own that's very different. That's not what SSniperwolf does. She will watch something with no commentary or very, very minimal commentary, very minimal pausing, and pass it off as content of her own. That's not what's happening. That's a breaking of the rules. There's already a lot of talk about this around Kick versus Twitch and the way people were sort of breaking the meta when it came to like XQC, for example. And now we've got SSniperwolf being called out on it by Jax Films, and her retaliation is to dox him when what he's doing is putting together avenues for small creators like me. I'm still a small creator, but put together avenues for small creators to find a way to get their content back so it's not being cannibalized by her multi-million subscriber platform, when the original creators of this content should be the one getting financial, should be the ones that are getting the financial benefits of this, getting the actual views, and obviously getting the credit from it, because from what I've been reading, SSniperwolf doesn't even credit the creators. I mean, you can't say that people like Asmongold don't credit the creators. He usually drives his own viewers to their channels for subscription. I've got a buddy who got featured in an Asmongold reaction, and his channel blew up from it. I was super happy for him. It was awesome. You don't get things like that from SSniperwolf, and I think it's fair that there are these old world YouTube creators that are trying to fix this and call it out. And the fact that he's going to be punished now by being doxxed, and she's not going to have any consequences to her actions, that is mind-boggling to me. Now, I also don't want it to look like that I'm against react culture, because frankly, I think there's a time and place for it. I have a small audience, but the audience I do have is a decently dedicated audience. I've got a few individuals that are always liking and commenting every video. You guys know who you are, and I love it. I do. I know that no matter what video I post about whatever subject, I'm going to see a handful of comments that are from the same people I always see, and they are a blast to read. It's a blast to get their opinions, whether they're different than mine, the same, the jokes they'll make. So if I was to do a reaction, I'm a big Godzilla fan, you can see from the shirt. A new Godzilla trailer was announced yesterday. Let's say I did a reaction video to it. Some people might be coming to me just because I've established my own audience and they want to know my thoughts. They want to know Leon's thoughts. What does Leon, the Godzilla fan, think of this new Godzilla show? Some people just want to hear outside opinions they're not really sure about. They want to hear their thoughts and maybe get some conversations going in the comment section. As long as commentary is being done the right way, then I'm a-okay with it. Not only do I want people to participate in it, I like doing it myself. I just don't do it often because, that's not my main goal. My main goal here is to be a nerdy news channel that occasionally does react to videos or whatnot when I think it's necessary. Just like I don't like covering YouTube drama, but in this instance, I think it's absolutely necessary. All in all, the kick here is that it's going to fall back on YouTube. We're going to wonder why YouTube has not issued a response, why nothing has been done about this, why Sniperwolf is allowed to abuse her power, why people like Taylor Lorenz were allowed to abuse their power, and why people like me or Hypnotic or any of these other, Jeremy from The Quartering, why people like us have to toe the line and be afraid of every little word we say lest our channels be completely demonetized, destroyed, nuked from orbit because YouTube doesn't like the sort of things we talk about on a cultural or political level. We gotta dance around certain words or certain topics, but the golden goose, Sniperwolf, can quite literally put another YouTuber's life in danger with zero repercussions. That is completely and utterly disgusting, and YouTube is going to have to answer for this. I know that there's going to be a million other YouTubers, most of which bigger than me, that are making videos or have made videos on this. I know Asmongold and Moist Critical have already done videos on this. Well, what am I doing adding it to the pile? I'm a small little 1,000, 1,500 subscriber channel. What am I going to say they haven't already said? I don't know. I haven't watched their videos, so I don't know what their points are in their videos. I'm coming to you with my points and my thought processes, and if it gets out to even a few other individuals that their big reaching videos might not have, then you know what? I think it's worth it. I think us covering it on Saturday Night Hypnosis last night was worth it because I didn't understand the scope of how big of a problem it was until the context was given, and I'd like to give that context to other individuals if I can. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X where you can find me at BoltTheWord. And please do subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day, and while this may not necessarily be considered nerdy news, we'll call it nerdy news because Sniperwolf's a cosplayer and plays video games. Is that good enough? I don't know. But other than that, go ahead and check out the back catalog. I've got some videos in the past few days, including videos about, the Captain Marvel projections at the box office being announced, and boy, is it looking just as bad as the Sniperwolf and Jax Films situation. And then later on today, I've got a video about the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie coming out, and Screen Rant's garbage article covering it. You'll want to check that one out, especially, like I said, if you're into the nerd news. Also, check out my Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon. I'd love to see you there. You can check out what I do at Magic the Gathering tournaments, and until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.